Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are addressing some of those mechanical issues that I mentioned in the previous video, as well as some of the ones that I had addressed when I first had issues with this Defender. So we're cracking straight on with the A-frame ball joint. Unfortunately, there's a pretty loud clonk every time I pull away. Considering the condition of the ball joint, the perished bushes and the A-frame arms, this seemed like the best place to start. Thankfully, it's actually a fairly straightforward job. The only catch is that replacing the original bushes usually requires a hydraulic press. Rather than messing around with that, I've opted for polyurethane bushes instead, as they are much easier to install and should last just as long. I would have loved to strip everything back, paint it and make it look factory fresh, but unfortunately I need this Defender back on the road as soon as possible, and sitting here waiting for paint to dry isn't going to get me anywhere, so hopefully I can attack this in the future. Now the next thing on the list is the front shock absorbers. I've gone with the Terra Firma TF116 shocks, and the reason for this is that I'm still completely undecided on whether or not I'm going to lift this Defender. The shocks give me the option of adding up to a 2-inch lift later on without having to buy another set. The problem is, I still can't make this decision because I don't know everything that's involved. I don't want to fit a kit and then end up having to chase vibration issues or any other tasks without knowing what's involved before getting started. The reason the shocks needed replacing was pretty obvious. The lower bushes had completely left a chat. Now yes, I could have replaced the bushes, but considering these are almost certainly the original shock absorbers, I was pretty confident something was going to snap when taking them apart. Before we move on to the rear shocks, I wanted to sort out the rear trailing arms. The clonk from the back is definitely still there, and looking underneath I can see the bushes and the rear trailing arms have perished at the front, so it just made sense to get these done. Getting them off was actually much easier than I expected. I used my blowtorch to melt the nylon inserts in the nuts, and after that, using my impact wrench, they came off like an absolute dream. And honestly, this impact wrench is probably the best £60 I've ever spent. Now, as I've mentioned a few times already, I don't own a bearing press, so the bushes at the rear are staying exactly where they are for now, and I'll get a press ordered and come back to these in a future episode. With the trailing arm off, I took the opportunity to attack the rust with my angle grinder and afterwards give everything a coat of rust converter. It's not going to make it look brand new, but hopefully it will slow the corrosion down and buy the chassis a few more years. Refitting everything is obviously much quicker when you've got a fresh set of bolts to work with. I did have to jack up under the rear axle slightly to get everything lined up again, but once the holes lined up, it all went back together without much drama. And with that job finished, it's finally time to fit the rear Terra Firma shocks. Compared to the front ones, these were an absolute breeze. They probably took me a quarter of the amount of time, and thankfully nothing snapped this time. Now I do have one little complaint. Terra Firma included a really helpful diagram showing the correct order of all the bushes and washers, except the manual also shows a top mounting washer that isn't actually included in the box. So Terra Firma, what are you guys playing at? I did email them and ask them whether this is intentional or whether I'd been sent an incomplete set, but unfortunately I of course didn't ever get a reply. And before any of you guys head to the comments section telling me not to put things together with an impact wrench, I did go around afterwards with my digital torque wrench from Friday Parts that I got last year from a sponsorship. And I tightened everything to the correct torque settings. Well, the torque settings that AI told me were correct. So let's just hope nothing falls off. Now that that's all sorted, I have a few mechanical issues that I desperately need addressing. The first one was a fairly serious fuel leak, and with the current price of fuel, this one needs addressing right away. With a bit of investigating, it became obvious that it's coming from the rear of the diesel injection pump. So off came the pump. As I started stripping it down, I immediately regretted my life choices. One of the Torx bolts had been completely stripped, so I can only assume that somebody had tried to repair this in the past, failed, and then just put it back together. So I called my brother. He welded a nut onto the damaged bolt, which meant I could finally crack it loose and replace it with a new one. It was pouring out quite badly on the bottom, and we had a little bit of a lack of power on the Defender, so that's solved that issue. With that leak fixed, I still wasn't out of the woods. The injector pipes were also leaking fuel. Now I could have reused the injection lines from the original engine, but let's be honest, for £39 it wasn't worth taking the risk. I'd rather save myself the time and fit brand new ones now, rather than end up being paranoid and chasing another fuel leak. Working out which pipe went to which injector took a little bit of trial and error, but eventually everything lined up as it should. One thing I haven't done yet is to transfer the retaining clips from the old injector pipes. They there for a reason, stopping lines from vibrating against each other and eventually rubbing through, so I need to do that as soon as possible. And while I'm getting my Defender ready for adventures, I wanted to show you guys this. Now I was actually sent this to review, but honestly I think it's the perfect addition to my adventure truck, and I'm going to show you exactly why. In the bag you have two little compartments. The first has your jump leads and all your accessories, and the second has the jump and tie inflator pack. You also get your instructions, and what I absolutely love about this is it has multiple tools all in one. On the top we have the charging port, allowing us to charge this using a USB-C cable. We then have our power USB port, allowing us to charge our phones. As well as that, there is this cool LED light here, which can be used as a flashlight or an emergency SOS light. We then have the pump feature. Now on the pump feature there's a couple presets. You have your own custom preset, as well as a preset for car tyres, motorcycle tyres, bicycle tyres, and even bores, allowing you to not overinflate stuff and also adjust everything a bit quicker. In the top pouch we have the pump attachment, and as well as that we have a pack of attachments for the pump, allowing us to inflate bores, airbeds, bicycle tyres, and a few other things. Then we've got our USB-C charging cable, which allows us to charge the unit. And finally we have our jump leads. On there's of course this little security box, which will warn you if you've connected the jump leads to the wrong terminals on your battery. It's also got a little boost feature in case your battery is very low. And I absolutely love the fact that you get all these tools in just one unit, meaning I can just put them in the pouch, put this pouch in my Defender, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So if you guys want to get your hands on one of these, then I've put a link in the description down below. So you guys check out that on Amazon, and let's crack back on with our vehicle and get it ready for our adventures. And then it was time to change my front prop shaft. Now my Defender was still suffering from a bit of vibration through the steering at around 45 miles per hour. I'd already replaced the near side wheel bearing, which was definitely part of the problem and made a noticeable improvement. But the vibration hadn't completely gone. After having a closer look, I noticed there was some play in the universal joints on the front prop shaft. Now, it would have been cheaper to replace just the universal joints, but I don't have a bearing press, so it just made more sense to replace the entire prop shaft. Thankfully, it was actually a really straightforward job and didn't take long at all. Thankfully, it was actually a really straightforward job, didn't take long at all, and it actually solved the vibration issues. So I'm pretty pleased by that. After this, we're replacing the steering damper, and my 3-year-old daughter was absolutely desperate to help with this one. We went for a Terra Firma return to centre damper in order to help cope with the larger tyres that I'm running. There you go, you did it!
You made me. Oh yeah. There, take it off.
Okay, lift this one up. Take this one. There you go. You did do it. Good job.
Let's go keep walking. What's that? What's that?
That's the new part.
And then you said your name. You say, I know nothing. No.
Oh, don't throw them. We might need them.
We don't need them.
Okay, so can you undo this one? Turn that one. Use the spanner.
Oh, I want it.
Turn it. Keep turning it. Push it over. This way.
This way.
Yeah. Keep going. Okay, that's a good job. That's off. Take it off. This one back on. Turn it that way. Okay, let's do this one.
I want to do that. What are you doing?
What's happened?
Man.
You do that, Daddy's gonna get the clampers.
Oh, not do it. Not do it.
Go. Done.
He's done.
Good job, high fives. High fives. And that's a whole bunch of jobs ticked off the list. And if you were paying attention at the start of the video, you may have noticed one of the modifications, which I will be doing in the next video. This is something I wanted to do from the day I bought this Defender, but it's taken me a little while to get to this point due to all these issues. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up to help support my channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.